Hello everybody, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another PLANTY video. I feel like I've been doing more kind of sit down chatty videos lately, and I don't know, it just feels really nice. I'm gonna be back with some more plant chore videos soon, but I feel like I really was going hard on those for a while, and now I'm just kind of like reeling her back in, trying to get a little bit more of a balance. So yeah, I hope you don't mind just sitting and chatting and checking out some plants that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Don't look, no spoilers. So today I thought that it would be really fun to talk about one of my favorite kind of, I don't even know what the word is, genre. One of my favorite kind of types of plants, I guess, which is rare versions of common plants. I'm always just so down for that. If there's a plant that normally can be found at your big box store, your local plant shop, garden center, but it comes in a variety that is just a little bit more unique, it's still that common plant, which makes it usually fairly easy care, but it comes in a more obscure variety that you kind of have to search for. I just think that that is so fun. And of course, a lot of these are just like the variegated version, and there's really obvious ones like Monstera deliciosa. You can get all sorts of different variegated types of Monstera deliciosa. That one's not going to be on my list. I tried to find ones that were a little bit more different just to give you something a little more interesting to look into if you maybe want to add it into your collection. Oh my gosh, look how I'm wearing my rings. Can you tell that I'm distracted today? I literally put 2 rings on the same finger. Okay. Anyways, happy Earth Day. I plan to upload this video on Earth Day, so if you're watching it today, happy Earth Day. I'm sure that as plant people, we all can appreciate such a day. And I have the perfect sponsor for an Earth Day upload, and that is Blueland. I really connect with Blueland as a brand because they offer a more sustainable option for different household products like cleaners and hand soaps, and that's something that I'm really trying to transition. Like, I'm always trying to move towards having more sustainable things in my home. I've been using Blueland for a couple of years. I love all their products, and there's something so satisfying about every time I need to refill something because all I need is this little tablet right here. I just use the same bottles over and over, and then you just need one of these little guys. This is one of their hand soaps, which is probably my favorite product from Blueland because I just love the way they smell, and it's something that I'm obviously using every day throughout the day. Not only is Blueland friendly to the planet, they have no single-use plastic, they have compostable and recyclable packaging, but they are also friendly to people, to us as well, because they don't use any harsh ingredients in their products. Their products have no phosphates, chlorine bleach, parabens, ammonia, phthalates, the list goes on. They're also hypoallergenic and of course vegan as well. Like I said, their hand soaps come in some amazing scents, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on their anniversary collection, which they've launched for Earth Month and to celebrate their 5th birthday. So they brought back some of the fan favorite scents from the past 5 years, and I am so excited to try them out because these all just sound incredible. We have jasmine moss, lily mint, pretty earthy. I think I'm gonna like that one. Strawberry rhubarb, this is gonna be amazing in the summertime, and honeysuckle dew. Using these hand soaps is so easy as well. You just have to fill up your bottle with warm water, drop in your tablet, let it dissolve, put the nozzle back on, and then it's ready to use within a matter of minutes. Like I said, it's so satisfying, so quick and easy to use. I love not having all the plastic waste of the big bulky refill containers. To celebrate Earth Day and Blueland's 5th birthday, you can get up to 30% off by shopping my link down below in the description box, or you can scan this QR code that I will pop right here. Thank you so much to Blueland for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Okay, let's go put a sweater on. It's getting kind of chilly. Can I just say that the Tortured Poets department comes out in 3.5 hours, and I am not well. I'm not well. But we're gonna distract ourselves with some lovely plants, and I think that I'm gonna start with a banger. Now this plant, the common version of it, is one of the easiest plants to find. You can even find them at grocery stores. They are especially abundant during the holiday season. I am of course talking about this beauty right here. This is my Thanksgiving cactus. the variegated version, which is what makes this one so special. But like I said, the regular green Thanksgiving cactus is very commonly available. A lot of people have them in their households. They're often heirloom plants that are passed down from generation to generation. They can get massive and they bloom beautifully. I love holiday cactus. I used to have just a regular green Thanksgiving cactus, and it was one of my first houseplants, like in the top 3, I would say. And I was so enamored by the blooms. It instantly just ignited a love for plants in me. So they have a really special place in my heart. And of course I had to get this very special edition of Thanksgiving cactus, if you will. As you can see, the variegation is just so stunning. I feel like this really is just something special. It catches people's eye all the time. I get tons of comments about this plant. It's such a joy to grow, and it's definitely in my top 5 favorite plants in my collection. I love the juxtaposition of how common the regular form is versus how uncommon this form is, because they really are quite hard to find, which is unfortunate. I've shared quite a few cuttings from mine, so it's always fun to be able to kind of spread it to more people. So hopefully within time they will become more accessible. But yeah, it truly is just so incredible. I can't tell you how much I love this thing. It's surprisingly easygoing considering just how much white is on this plant. Mine, I believe, had flat mites, so I'm currently treating it for that. So I'm expecting it to pick up in growth sometime soon, and it also has some bios in it, which that's what this is on the top if you're wondering, as well as some different crystals and stuff in there. She's super easygoing, also super easy to propagate. I have a few propagations of her going right now, and she just gets natural light. She lives right behind me actually on this shelf, which gets some, it actually doesn't get a ton of direct light at this time of year, but this is a south facing window beside me, so she gets a decent amount of indirects, medium to bright light, I guess I would call it. I have grown her under grow lights and she loves that as well. But the reason that I'm trying to keep her growing in natural light is because you're not going to trigger the bloom cycle if you grow these under grow lights. You're going to get beautiful foliage growth, but they really need that seasonal difference in they need a drop in temperature and they need shorter days to have their blooms triggered. So yeah, and then they're obviously not going to get that if you're giving them artificial light. Obviously it's not her blooming season right now, but I'm just trying to keep her growing in natural light. Anyways, had to start off with this one because she's just so special and she's just the epitome of what I'm trying to get at with this video. Okay, next I'm gonna talk about a pothos. Now, if you know anything about plants, you would know that pothos are probably the most common plant that you can find. If you go into anywhere that sells plants, you're probably gonna find a golden pothos and a marble queen pothos, and maybe just the regular green version. These are super common varieties of Epipremnum aureum, but I have a variety of Epipremnum aureum that is not as common, and it is the jessenia. So what makes the jessenia pothos unique is that it has bright yellow variegation. Now I will say that mine isn't the best example of a jessenia pothos because I think it's getting too much light, and it's getting, I mean, it looks gorgeous, but it's getting more creamy variegation than bright yellow. But typically these have a really striking yellow variegation on the new leaves, and then when the leaves get a little bit older, it fades down to a more just muted kind of variegation. So I need to pull this back because this is pretty much directly in my south facing, almost touching the window, my south facing window. So I think that it's getting just a little bit, not scorched, but I think it's just getting too much light. I mean, it's happy, but for the traits that I want it to express, I want to see that really yellow variegation because it's just so unique. It's different than any other of the Epipremnum varieties that I have in my home. I think that it really is just something unique, and for anybody who's into Epipremnum or pothos, I think that they would really appreciate this one. So I am excited to grow it up this pole. It is starting to just starting to climb, which is exciting. But since it's just something that's a little bit out of the norm, I really want to see it get big so that I can share that with everybody. It's just such a cool variety. If you want to see a really great example of this plant, you should go check out Plants by Melissa, because she has just an incredible, massive, like goals, one of these on a pole. It's just stunning and really shows the potential and really shows like that unique coloration of this plant. So yeah, I think that it's just a really cool one, and I can't wait until mine gets a little bit bigger. Okay, the next one that I'm going to talk about is my Ficus shivereana. Now this is a variety of Ficus elastica, which are, again, very commonly available anywhere that sells plants basically. They're beautiful. I love Ficus elastica, and I love pretty much all of the varieties that it's available in. This is the only one that I own because I do find them a little bit tricky to grow. I mean, I shouldn't say tricky. If you have the right conditions and you have enough light, then they're gonna grow great for you. But this is the only one that I own. And of course, it's because it's the more unusual variety, or like one of the trendier options. These are becoming more widely available. I've seen lots of people post about them popping up at different stores, especially in the US. It boasts such a beautiful and unique color to the leaves. Most of the plant is, oh my goodness, I'm dumping it out, that's okay. Most of the plant is this beautiful minty color, if you can see that leaf right there. And the new ones, this is a new one that's just kind of emerging and hardening off. Actually, we have an even newer one there as well. Beautiful peachy color here that you can see on these ones, and then it fades down to that like minty color. So it's just something that's really different than the like traditionally available Ficus elastica, which I would consider to be, you know, the burgundy, the taneki, the ruby, all gorgeous plants. But this one is just, I don't know, it's just refreshing, and I'm definitely a sucker for minty colored foliage. So I knew that I had to pick this up as soon as I saw it hitting the market. It's just so pretty. Mine definitely needs a repot. It keeps drying out way too much, so I'm gonna be doing that for it soon. Like I said, these require fairly high light. I have mine growing in a south-facing window. They can also be quite thirsty and prone to spider mites, so I feel like they do require a little bit of extra care or a little bit more specific of conditions, but I think that they're really well worth it. And this is probably the only, I would say, like tree-like plant that I have in my whole collection. So I'm really glad that I have it, and I'm excited to watch it grow larger and larger. I got it as just a tiny little baby plant, so it has been really rewarding. However, these new leaves are coming in pretty small, so I do need to get that repot done as soon as possible. I just think it's a really fun addition to the Ficus elastica family, and something that you definitely don't see as commonly as the other types. Next, I'm going to talk about Aglaonema, which is a genus that I feel has a lot to offer and is really quite underrated, even for myself. I only have 2 of them in my collection. I would like to get another 1 or 2 of them because there's just so many different options. They come in tons of different colors, tons of different varieties, and they're really stunning and easy care for the most part. The one that I'm going to talk about right now is actually not, well, maybe it is, but I've been struggling with it. There are a few varieties of Aglaonema that are very common. I have one of them in my living room, the Silver Bay Aglaonema. These are the types of plants that you see in shopping malls, airports, libraries, stuff like that. Now, as soon as I found out that one of these silver foliage Aglaonemas was available in a variegated version, I just knew that I had to get my hands on it. So this is the Aglaonema commutatum variegated, also called the Aglaonema Manila's Pride. So I actually have 2, well, it's turning into a few different plants in here because it's given me a couple of offshoots. But as you can see, well, actually I do have, unfortunately, a lot of leaves that are not variegated. So this is what the regular run-of-the-mill Aglaonema commutatum looks like. Still stunning, honestly, just because I love silver foliage. I think that this is a beautiful plant, but when you throw in some variegation, it just levels up so much. Like, okay, sorry, it's hard to show. Like, look at these leaves. Look at these leaves. It is just stunning. So stunning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just like, this plant really just blows me away. Now, these can be quite difficult to find. They were quite pricey as well. I'm not sure if they've come down in price at all. Not like crazy, but you know, like kind of expensive. Oh my gosh, look, she's trying to put a leaf out inside the pot. Oh my goodness. So as I said, this is one that I do find to be a little bit more difficult. I don't know what it is. Like I have not been able to crack the code on this plant, and the only other Aglaonema that I have in my collection to compare this to is the Silver Bay, which is just incredibly easy. So I'm not sure if the just regular commutatum is as hardy as the Silver Bay and it's just this variegated version that's a little bit more finicky, or maybe it's just my specific like care or environment, or just the luck of the draw with these like two specific plants that I got in here, because they were separate plants from different plant shops. If anyone else has the Manila's Pride, let me know how you find the care and what conditions. Like give me your whole care regime please in the comments, because I'm really trying to figure this one out. I think I'm gonna repot it just because, I don't know, maybe I'll get it, well, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know why it's not happy. Maybe it wants cabinet life. But this is another one that's just like that quintessential really common plant in contrast to the like rare version of it. I just think that is just, I don't know why, something about that is just like so appealing. Like it's just cool when there's such a common plant and then suddenly there's like this rare version of it. Another example, actually, oh my goodness, I could have done a whole wish list component to this video, because this is like a theme that I really like, this like rare version of common plants. And one that I really want is the Pilea peperomoides. The variegated version of that. I think that would be just so cool. I've never seen one pop up for sale here, but if I do, definitely a wish list plant. But yeah, there's something so fun about that. And I don't mind the challenge of trying to grow this plant. I'm just gonna keep trying to figure it out. And it's not like it's dying or anything, like it's just like not really doing much for me basically. But it is very exciting whenever it does decide to give me a new leaf. One last look at this gorgeous leaf before we move on. I'm sure that there's lots of uncommon varieties of Aglaonema. That's just the one that I have in my collection. So another just super classic OG plant is the green heartleaf philodendron. I have that regular version in a wally grow in the bedroom. It's stunning. I love that plant, love the way it cascades, love how hardy it is. It's just an amazing plant to have in your collection. And of course, there is now the variegated version. When these first hit the market, people were losing their minds. They're very highly sought after, very expensive, and now they are a lot more accessible, but it's not something that you would see in just like, you know, the average houseplant grower's home. Like it is more of a like collector edition of that heartleaf trailing philodendron. And apparently there's also like a sectoral variegated trailing heartleaf philodendron, which I would love to get my hands on that version, like an albo version, I guess, if you will. As you can see, this one has a more marbled variegation, and I know some people are saying that this, actually some people is me. I was literally saying this like a couple of years ago, that this just looks like a marble queen and that I'm happy with just having a marble queen pothos in my collection. But now that I have this one, I'm definitely a lot more appreciative of it, and I really love the way that heartleaf philodendron trail down. They have like a really beautiful way that they cascade, and that's one of my favorite things about them. So I think when it comes to trailing plants, I would choose this over a marble queen pothos. Y'all know I love my marble queen pothos. I'm currently trying to grow mine up a pole right now because I think that that's going to be just, I don't know, a little bit more fun and rewarding maybe. But as far as aesthetics go, I think that this would be beautiful just cascading down in a nice hanging planter. So that will probably be the future for this plant. But yeah, it's just a unique variety of what is just like a very quintessential regular common house plant. I currently have cuttings of that potted into my wally grow planter that is housing just my regular green heartleaf. So I think it'll be really cool to have a combo pot of that, and imagine once it starts cascading out of there. Oh, I think it's just gonna be gorgeous. Oh, and I should say that this is very easy to grow. I've grown it in a variety of conditions now, and it grows like a weed, just like the regular green version of it. So I think that that's really cool that it still is like has the same vigor as the regular one. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish off with a succulent and a cactus because I love weird varieties of cactus and succulents. I have my monkey tail cactus, which there isn't really a common version for that one, so I didn't put it in this video, but that is just like an incredibly unique, strange, bizarre plant. But I do have a couple of options that I think any plant collector would really appreciate. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is my Euphorbia white ghost. Now I had to include this because when I was first getting into plants, I had a euphorbia that was, I actually had a couple of different varieties of euphorbia that were quite similar to this. There's a few available. Euphorbia trigona is one of them. That's a really common, it looks just like this except it's a green, or it comes in like a purpley color. However, this one right here is Euphorbia lactea white ghost, and as you can see, it literally looks like a spine or something, like a bone. It's this just like pure white. It looks like a cactus. Euphorbia are actually succulents, so they require a little bit more water and different conditions than cactus, but it's this like just pure white euphorbia. And if that is not like one of the more obscure types, like I don't know what is. I just think that it is so cool and so unique. It's been a challenge to grow this one, I will say. It's been slow growing and it does require a lot of light, but whenever this does grow for me, I am just, it makes me so happy because it's just so cool. It's so fun to watch, and just such like, it's really just a statement plant. I have this currently growing under my Soltech Grove light, which it seems very happy with. I am going to be putting this outside for the summer. I put pretty much all my succulents and cactus outside during the summer because that's when they're really going to do most of their growing. They're really going to benefit from that light, and a lot of them also enjoy the heat and they'll flower and stuff. I actually have a whole video coming up within the next couple of weeks probably, where I'm going to be repotting a lot of my succulents and cactus because I like to do it every spring. They always need it. But yeah, this is just such a cool one. I really recommend it if you're looking for a unique succulent type plant. Now the last one that I have to show is a cactus. Now when we think of cactus, I think a lot of us think of that just like traditional columnar, like straight up type of cactus. And I have a very cool variety of columnar cactus, which is my Cereus forbesii spiralis. This incredible spiral cactus here. It essentially just looks like a regular cactus that has been twisted. Like, it doesn't even look real. How is this real? How is nature so freaking cool? I don't even know. This honestly, it just blows my mind. This has always been a wish list cactus for me, and I just recently got this actually. I used to have a spiral cactus. I think it's a different variety because it wasn't like as spirally as this one. This is like truly just like the dream version. Like, I can't believe I have this. It's just such a unique twist on a cactus plant. Okay, I'm sorry for the bad jokes. But yeah, this is truly just so cool. If you're looking for a unique type of cactus to add to your collection, this has been really easy going for me so far as well. I mean, it hasn't really grown because I haven't had it over a growing season yet, but it's been perfectly happy. It's also living under my Soltech Grove light. Again, I'm gonna be moving it outside, so it'll be really interesting to go through our first growing season together. But yeah, I had to throw these two into the video because, I mean, there's so much to be discovered with when you start like diving into cactus and succulents, but these are a couple that I just thought I would share because they're just like really cool varieties. All right, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun putting this list together, and it's always just nice to just sit down and chat with you about my plants and show them to you because I'll take any opportunity that I can to just sit down and admire them. Again, thank you so much to Blueland for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out their Earth Day / 5th birthday sale. You can get up to 30% off with the link that's gonna be down below in the description box, or you can scan the QR code that's right here on the screen. Leave me a comment down below. I would especially love to hear if you have a unique or uncommon version of a common plant. Ooh, you know what's even cooler is when people just like come across like a sport of a plant just among the regular ones, like in the grocery store or big box store or something. I've never found, I don't think I have. Like, I don't think I've ever really like lucked out and found something really cool, but I also haven't looked that hard, so maybe I should start paying more attention when I go out. Anyways, I would love to hear all about your plants down below. Also, don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!